In the 1980 sci-fi thriller The Final Countdown, a Navy crew time travels to 1941 Pearl Harbor on a modern aircraft carrier. Recently, Stafford Intermediate School students took their own historical journey, minus the rift in the space-time continuum, of course, aboard the Battleship Texas.
The teachers at Stafford got together and we wanted to do a tour that was going to be educational. So the Texas was just such a fantastic choice because it really looks back at Texas history, U.S. history, as well as the history of our greater metropolitan area. The activities, we looked at all the signs, we looked at the guns that were on the ship, we looked at where the sailors slept and how they conducted their daily activities. And really it's a city on the sea. So everything that a real city has was needed on the ship. The tour is fantastic because the kids are just so thirsty for knowledge and information about what's in the real world. And when you go on a ship like this that's 100 years old, that's something that's just such a stretch for them to understand. It's something that they're able to see and touch. They were able to get on the guns and move the guns around on the ship. So it's just really a fantastic experience.
Well, we got to explore, and then I liked going on the machine guns, and then I'm scared of heights, so then I almost passed out when we went on top. At first, I thought it was a replica until they told us it was actually the real ship, and it was 102 years old.
The tour I thought it was great. There was lots of information and history in the ship. The coolest thing was probably it was sitting in one of the machine guns and getting to turn it.
Ship interpreter Sarah Faulkner describes opportunities available year-round for families visiting the battleship.
Some of the things you'll see on Battleship Texas, we have a lot of the crew life spaces, so you'll see their soda fountain, sick bay, the dental office. You'll see where they would have lived, which is called crew berthing space. You'll see the crew bathroom, which is called the crew head. Some of the programs we have available on weekends, depending on volunteer availability, on Saturdays we'll have guided tours. We also sometimes have activities out for the kids. There's one called Holy Stoning, which is how they would have basically sanded the deck. There's sea bag inspections. We have a touch table so they can put on old uniforms and see what shells would have looked like that went in the guns. And we'll also sometimes have turret tours, which take you up into the big guns. And you can see how the sailors would have worked in the turrets. I would say during the summer, come to the ship in the morning because it will be cooler below decks because we don't have many spaces that are air conditioned. If you're gonna spend time at the park, I would say bring a lot of bug spray and a lot of sunscreen and just always stay hydrated because it's obviously hot and humid out here. For the ship herself, I would say educate your kids on basic World War II history so they'll have more of an understanding when they come out and visit. Just basic stuff like who were the Allies versus who were we fighting, the Axis powers. Battleship Texas fought in every theater of World War II, so maybe educate your kids on D-Day, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, just basic stuff so they'll be able to grasp what this ship and what her men went through. You know, there's a saying, if we don't learn about history, then we're doomed to repeat it. And I think this ship especially, she stands as a reminder of the sacrifice these men, you know, gave for our country in World War I and World War II. They basically left everything they knew behind to come fight for their country. And our ship basically is a way of telling them that we will never forget them. This ship is here for as long as they would like to come and see it.
For more information about Battleship Texas Historical Site, visit the Texas Parks and Wildlife website at tpwd.texas.gov and enter Battleship Texas into the search field. For Stafford Magazine, I'm Stacee Hawkins.